Hi, my name is Mike Ryan. The name of the show is Jury Duty and Make a Difference on BNN, the show that hopefully will answer all your questions about the one-day, one-trial jury system. Our guest today is Jennifer Shaw, Operations Manager for the Office of Jury Commissioner. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being on the show. Jen is a graduate of the University of Massachusetts in Boston with a degree in criminal justice, and before coming to the Jury Commission, she worked for Boston Financial Data Services. She was appointed Operations Manager in 2006. So, right off the bat, are you the person who sends out those jury notices?
I am. I don't go around and individually put them in people's mailboxes.
No, you don't do that.
No,
okay,
we don't pick and choose. It's a random summons. People are randomly assigned to different locations in different counties at different times. I create the file that gets sent to our printing vendor and mailed out. As the operations manager, I'm also in charge of the mailroom, which is incoming and outgoing mail. All of our mail is opened.
You must get a lot.
No. Since we went live with the website, our incoming mail is definitely decreasing. I'm also in charge of the call center, which is our 1-800 number that jurors can call in and ask any questions they may have.
What's that number again?
It is 1-800-843-5879. So 1-800-THE-JURY is our phone number.
Do you always get a warm body when you speak to the call center?
You do. You absolutely do. When our office is open, we like to have our attendants available at all times, so you can actually call in and talk to a live person. There isn't a whole bunch of menu options that you have to press in order to get a live person. Our calls are typically answered within about 2 minutes. There's a 2-minute wait time, which we definitely pride ourselves in. And we can answer anywhere from up to 1,000 calls per day. So from Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, our operators are standing by waiting
for a jury
waiting
question.
to take your calls. You know, there's some people that are more comfortable talking to a live person, or may not have access to a computer to be able to go in and respond to their summons, or some of them may have some questions of a personal nature if they're getting summons for jury duty for the first time and are concerned about having to go to a courthouse. They've never been, they don't know where they're going. So there's a lot of different questions that come up that people need answers for.
What if somebody has a language issue? Are there any bilingual operators?
Yes, we are very fortunate to have 3 Spanish speakers in the office. We have a Haitian Creole speaker and another woman, I believe she speaks Albanian. So we definitely have a lot of people that can answer if someone doesn't speak English as their first language.
When I get one of these white and blue envelopes that say jury duty or civic obligation, how do I respond to that?
There's different ways that you can respond. The easiest and most effective way is to go onto our website, which is majury.gov, and click on the link that says respond to your summons. On that, you can go in online. You can provide us with an email address. You can, which you would get email notifications in the future from our office. You can request a postponement. There's a calendar feature on our website that you can actually go in and select the exact date that would work better for you. Jurors are allowed to postpone out a full year, so that's really been a great feature that jurors have liked a lot, because if they would have a better time serving on a Monday as opposed to a Friday, they can go in and pick their new date. They can request a disqualification if they need to be disqualified. There's 10 reasons that jurors can be disqualified for, and there's an opportunity for them to request a hardship transfer if they have a valid hardship reason, whether they have a medical condition or another reason that they could request to transfer their location that they're currently assigned to. There's also a place on our website that a juror can go in and provide feedback if they have a hard time or any type of feedback that they want to give us. I actually go in and review all of the feedback that the jurors send, And if they have a particular question or something that needs a response to, they can leave us an email address on the site, and we'll get back to them. If they're not computer savvy and they just want to, the summons itself has a perforated card that they can tear off and just fill out whether they can serve on that day, whether they want a postponement, whether they need to be disqualified, and just throw it in the mail back to our office. And we'll go
It's
ahead.
prepaid?
It is prepaid, yep. Or they can call us at 1-800-843-5879 and talk to a live person. Or they can email us also if they want to respond to us via email. There's our email address is on all of our forms.
Now, you mentioned about postponement. Do I have to give a reason to postpone my service?
You do not. Nope. You are allowed to postpone your service up to 1 full year time period. And again, the great feature, like I said, is to be able to go online and select your own date that's convenient for you. You know, we realize people have lives, people have children, people are taking care of sick family members, people are self-employed, teachers, doctors, lawyers, you know, someone that may need to reschedule to another particular time.
Is there a lead time when you send out these summonses?
I do. I mail out summonses 12 weeks in advance to give people enough notice to let them know that, hey, you've been selected for jury duty 3 months from now, and that way they can go in and either confirm if that date's good for them, or they can select a new date.
Do jurors receive a last-minute reminder notice about their juror service in case they forget?
Yes, absolutely. If they don't respond to their first summons, we mail them out a second summons, and then as their date gets closer, about 10 days before they're scheduled, we'll send them a reminder notice which has all of the pertinent information that they need, gives them directions to the courthouse, gives them the phone number that they need to call the night before to see if they're actually going to come in, because there's a possibility that they may be canceled. It gives them parking information, the time they need to be there, where they need to report, and basically everything that they need for their day.
Is there anything else on the reminder notice?
There is a confidential juror questionnaire on the back of the reminder notice that needs to be filled out by every juror. Just ask specific questions, whether you have any experience with the law, what your occupation is, if you have any children. Just gives the attorneys and the judges a better view of what your life is and how a particular case may affect you.
So they should bring the completed questionnaire with them when they report for service?
Yes.
Now, if I go to jury duty, say in downtown Boston, what's the best way of transportation?
Absolutely public transportation. If you are summoned to go to Suffolk Superior Court or the Edward Burke Courthouse, there's no, the parking is very expensive. I think it's maybe $30 to $40 a day to pay to park. There's no lot around there that, we always tell jurors absolutely public transportation is the way to go if they can get a ride and get dropped off by a family member or something. It's definitely too expensive to pay to park.
What should I wear for jury duty?
Jury duty is a very serious matter, and you should dress. I mean, obviously, you don't need to wear a shirt and a suit and tie, but business casual. We tell people business casual. No hats, no flip-flops, no shorts, no tank tops, no T-shirts with writing on them or ripped jeans. Definitely, you're going to decide someone's fate that's been charged with a crime. You should take it seriously and dress professionally.
What can I bring as a juror to if I have to wait in the court?
I would absolutely suggest that every juror that needs to serve bring something to do with them, whether it's work, whether it's a book. Some court locations now will also allow jurors to bring in laptops. So if you have a laptop and you want to bring your laptop with you, definitely call us ahead of time and we can let you know whether your particular court location allows laptops. If you have a Kindle, you want to bring a Kindle and read a book as opposed to a magazine. Some of the courts, we do ask them to, have staff people bring in old magazines so that there's at least something for the jurors to read while they're there. But it's definitely a good idea to bring something with you to do. Puzzle, book, magazine. there's potential that you can sit for a little while and wait, and you definitely don't want to just be sitting there staring blankly.
When I come to jury duty, what should I expect? There's some sort of a routine?
There is. Every courthouse is different, but again, you'll get the reminder notice, which will tell you where to park, where to go, what time to be there. You'll go what's called the jury pool room. That is specified on the reminder notice, a particular location. You'll be greeted by a court officer there. The court officer will welcome you, check you in, give you attendance, and give you a brief verbal orientation about, what your day is going to be like, what you can expect, where the bathrooms are, most importantly, what time is lunch, and just what, the biggest question for jurors, and the question that we hear over and over again, is how long am I going to be there? We don't know that ahead of time. We don't know what's on for the trials for that day. You could be, it all depends. So, and then after the jurors are greeted and given attendance, they watch a juror video that goes into a little bit more in depth about a trial and what evidence is and what the jurors will be seeing, whether it's a civil or a criminal trial that they may be sitting on. And then a judge will come down and greet them, and then they wait till they get the call from the courtroom that a trial is ready to go.
So that's why they should bring something to amuse themselves while they're waiting for the call from the courtroom.
Yes, most definitely. And I see more and more jurors bringing in their laptops and are busy working. If they have, unfortunately, there's no Wi-Fi within the courts, but if jurors have access to that and can bring their laptop with them, then it's a great thing. They don't waste any time.
As the person who sends out the jury summonses, where do you find the names for potential jurors?
All 351 cities and towns have to submit a list to our office. We get our names from the town census listings, and each year a master juror list is created with all of the available names, and it's just random. Jurors are randomly summoned each year. A new list is created, and each year new jurors are attached to that list and send summonses, jurors that are eligible to be summoned.
If I don't sign up to vote, I can still get jury duty, right?
Absolutely, yes. A lot of people think, I'm not going to register to vote, so I don't get jury duty notice in the mail. But no, we get our names from the town census listing, which also allows us to have the most up-to-date names. So our list is really good. We have, a low undeliverable rate of summonses, which also is a great thing. You're not sending a summons to someone who no longer lives there. So,
what's the minimum age for jury duty?
Minimum age is 18, and jurors can receive a summons while they're still 17. But as long as they turn 18 by the time of their summons, then they're eligible to serve. So there's, you may be in high school still if you started late and you're an 18-year-old high school student, that you are eligible to serve as a juror. College students as well. College students, yes, yep, absolutely, and out-of-state college students are also eligible to serve because they're considered inhabitants of the state of Massachusetts. They're here living on campus for 6 months out of the year, so they are eligible to serve and are frequently called to serve as jurors. The good thing that, we work with people, we understand, I'm a high school student, we don't want to take you from your classes. I'm a college student, I'm paying a lot of money to go to a particular college. We understand that, and that jurors are allowed to use that postponement time to a time maybe during the summer or a time where that class schedule isn't as heavy. We work with all of the, colleges and provide them with information and let them know that teachers should be aware that their students are required to serve. What about students from Massachusetts that go out of state to study? Are they still eligible for jury duty? They are, yes. They're summoned here as long as they're here 50% of the year. They are eligible. They'll come back. So we reschedule them to a time when they'll be back, maybe over the summer or a Christmas break or something of that sort.
If I'm a resident of Suffolk County and I go to college still somewhere else in Massachusetts, could I get called from where I go to school?
You could, yes.
2 summonses.
Yes. Yes, but you only need to serve on one.
Okay, that's good, right?
Yes. No, we can't have you serve more than once, but you do need to serve in the county that you're called in. So if you're a student in Boston and you're called to serve in Suffolk County, then you are eligible to serve there because, again, you're an inhabitant of Suffolk County for 6 months out of the year.
Now, what about people with disabilities who want to come to do jury duty? Are you able to accommodate them?
Absolutely, as long as it's in a reasonable accommodation. Our office has a fabulous ADA coordinators that take incoming calls, and anyone who may have an ADA issue or needs a little bit more assistance should absolutely call our office at 1-800-843-5879 and let the call center representative know that they have an issue, whether it's they need, they're diabetic and they need their needles to be placed in, they need to be refrigerated, or there's certain times that they need to eat, or if they need, they want to know where the handicap parking is, how far a courthouse is from the parking lot, all these questions that may affect the juror's ability to serve. And if it's too much for them, they're absolutely welcome to get a letter from the doctor if they want to, asking that they be excused if it's too much of a medical issue for them.
And most of our courthouses now are handicapped accessible?
Yes. Yep, and every courthouse also has an ADA coordinator, so if they get to the courthouse and there's an issue, they can ask to speak to the ADA coordinator within their courthouse location as well.
Is there an age limit to serving as a juror?
There is no age limit. You are disqualified if you choose to be after you turn 70. And we have a lot of people that are over 70 that still want to serve. I see a lot of people over 70 that go on our website to respond. They're computer savvy. 70 is the new 40, so people want to be able to still serve, and they do.
So you welcome their experience, their wisdom.
Absolutely. Yep. And they take it seriously and are willing and able to serve. So it works out great for us. But if they have a medical condition, or if they feel that their age would limit them in some way, they can request to be disqualified.
Now, if I come to jury duty, do I get paid?
Your employer is required to pay you for the first 3 days. If you are not employed, you can request to be reimbursed for your mileage and your travel. After the 4th day, the state does pay you $50 per day. But as an employed person, your employer is required to pay your first 3 days of service. Most employers pay from the 4th day on as well. There are some that don't. It depends. You have to check with your employer ahead of time and find out what their process is for jury duty.
What if I'm self-employed?
If you're self-employed, you'll still get paid for the 4th day on. For the first 3 days, again, you would need to fill out a reimbursement form for your mileage or your travel, or if it's truly a hardship for you for those 3 days, you can request to go before the judge and at what's called a Judas hearing, and they can also issue you the $50 per day.
What about unemployed jurors?
Unemployed jurors,
same thing?
Same thing. Yep.
What about the people who work in the jury pools? Are they trained to work with jurors?
Yes, we do yearly training, probably twice a year, for the jury pool officers, just to give them, little hand-holding on how to greet jurors, how to treat jurors, how their day is going to, the system that they need to print off their paperwork. And yes, so they're absolutely trained. Now,
when I'm finished with my juror service, do I have to do jury duty again?
You are excused for the next 3 years. You do not need to serve again. We mail you out a service certificate in the mail approximately about 10 days after your service. There's 2 copies on that service certificate. The bottom portion of that certificate should go to your employer, if you have one. The top one you should keep for your records, just in case you move or you receive another summons in the mail because you're at a different address. That's your proof that you already served and you don't need to serve for that 3-year time period.
And there are no exemptions from jury service.
There are not. There are, police officers, lawyers, judges that serve and have sat on trials. Our jury commissioner herself, Pamela Wood, she has been a juror. There are no exemptions, no.
Have you served yourself?
I have not.
No?
I have not. I've been called.
You haven't been randomly selected yet?
I have been randomly selected, but I was canceled. I did not have to go in.
And if someone, we had such a wonderful winter, those people who were canceled because of winter weather, what's their status?
They're not eligible to be called again this year. They are eligible to be called again next year. So you only get the 3-year time period if you actually go in and serve. So
would you say your main purpose is job number one is customer service?
Most definitely. People are nervous when they get their juror summons in the mail. They have never been to a courthouse before. They don't know the system. They don't know what to expect. Our office is there to make things easier for them, whether it's going in on our website and just selecting a new date or requesting to be disqualified, whether it's calling our office, whether it's emailing us. We're in technology times, and people want that instant gratification and instant communication, and hopefully we can keep up with that. With the website, we definitely have, over the past 10 years, we've seen huge changes. We're up to about 50% of people go online to respond to their summons, which is huge. It's a savings for us. It's convenience for them. We have an email account. If jurors have specific questions, they can email us. And we definitely, we take surveys of jurors. We randomly select people and mail them out a survey just to see how we're doing, if our forms are understandable, and we've actually done one-on-one focus groups with jurors as well to make sure that their experience was good. We listen to their comments, we listen to their compliments or their complaints if they have any issues, and we always respond to their feedback, and it's good to make sure that we're doing a good job on our end as well.
So people, when they get called for jury duty, should expect not only a good service, but hopefully a positive experience.
Hopefully, yes. And if they don't, they should absolutely get in touch with us and let us know. There's also a survey on our website at majury.gov that jurors can go in and fill out and provide us with any feedback that they may have. They're welcome to write in to a letter, mail a letter to our office, email us, call us.
Well, we've run out of time. We'd like to thank you at home for watching Jury Duty and Make a Difference on BNN. Just remember, if you have any questions regarding your jury service, you can always call us at our toll-free number,
1-800-843-5879.
And we're also online at
majury.gov.
So just remember, you do make a difference. Please serve when called. It's important to all of us. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
And thank you at home.